Bilderberg is in full swing, as you've probably all heard and discovered. Am I the only one who thinks it's a bit early this year? I thought it was always later in the year. Am I way off there? Anyone know?
I'm not sure actually, because it's always sort of around summertime, but it happens in different parts of the world. But of course it's a not so secret group. Used to be and is not anymore, thanks to people like us.
Yeah. Exactly, talking about it. But even though it's not so secret anymore, and it's out, and people are aware, only a tiny minority are actually aware. Most people, like I always use this analogy: just grab someone off the street and ask them what Bilderberg is. I say 9 times out of 10, people will be like, "Bilder what? What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah, they know all about, for example, the Club of 11, things like that, and the various other more public political conferences and meetups and things like this.
Like, was it the G8,
summits,
G8 and things like that? That's like mainstream. Bilderberg is still kind of under the radar, but a little more open than it used to be.
Yeah, I mean, the irony is, because the G8 summit in 2014 actually happened just a week after the Bilderberg group meeting in Watford, which I actually went on the protest group. I was on the protest there. But I thought it was ironic, that the media coverage was there, but it was very, very small compared to the G8. The G8 had a massive media coverage, and also a lot more protesters were there. Yeah. There were a good 3,000 people at Bilderberg Fringe, but there were up to 30,000 at G8. But a lot of the decisions announced at G8 would have been made in that hotel in Watford, and in the Bilderberg group, which I found very ironic.
Well, the one back in, was it 2013, I want to say, that was in the UK when Alex Jones and David Icke showed up.
That was it, yeah.
That was a huge one, right?
That was one I went to, yeah.
That was like a party. That was like a carnival.
That was great. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
I'll never forget Alex Jones on a canal boat going along, yelling through his megaphone. The police were sort of going along. They were in their little boats trying to stop him from landing.
We are not your slaves. Yeah, it's good stuff. What do you have any thoughts or opinions on Bilderberg, Chris?
Yeah, it's suspicious. I think it's my take on it. You've got, you just have to look at the guest list this year of the participants, of which they put out a public announcement, but you can bet your bottom dollar that there's a good few more attendees that aren't listed publicly. Sure. And you think to yourself, well, this is the movers and shakers of the world in all forms. Why is there no mainstream media? Why is there no press coverage? There's so little. And this particular Bilderberg meeting this year, they announced the date of it and location and agenda 48 hours before it took place, as far as I'm aware. So it gives no opportunity for anybody to get there to cover it. Suspicious, I think.
Well, this Canadian guy actually did go there. I mean, he went all the way to Switzerland, which is where it's going on. He had 48 hours notice, so he basically went and jumped on a plane. He was arrested at the airport. There's a video of him being detained.
For what?
I can't remember the name. It's a guy who's with We Are Change. And
is it Luke Rudowski?
It's not him personally. It's one of his mates. It's a Canadian chap.
Because Luke is there. He's been reporting on it all week. Luke Rudowski is there reporting on it. Well, what I find strange, right? When you think about it, all these heads of state and all these heads of massive corporations like Google and the like, they all get together to talk about the future of the world and how they can impact the world. Now, from my perspective, that is very, very newsworthy. But if you fire up Google or your search engine and you type in Bilderberg meeting 2019 and you hit enter, you get nothing.
Yeah.
And when you turn on the TV and you watch the news, the big national news, they don't fucking mention it.
Yeah,
and I find that very strange.
It is minimal. The news coverage is still minimal of the Bilderberg group. Official news coverage is still officially on a D notice. Although lots of smaller journalists and more independent, there is some sort of independent commentary. Even in the mainstream newspapers now, will do articles with independent commentary. But as far as headlines goes, and things like that. Absolutely nothing. It's completely secret. It's still completely secret. It does have its own website now. It's set up a website called Bilderberg Meetings. This is only 6 pages. It's a very minimal website. I'm sure they did it very reluctantly.
Right.
Has very little on it, but it's an example of it's a good example, I think, thanks to people like Jim Tucker and Alex Jones and many others.
Mm-hmm.
It's a perfect example of a conspiracy theory proven true. Something that is secret. It is in the black world, slowly going grey to white.